Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Larry Larrock, your presenter. In our top stories, 6-year-old dies following scooter accident. The first all-electric zero-emissions bus launches in the Caribbean. French court rules mayors cannot block same-sex marriage. And in sports, Ray Charles Point Michelle secures second win. Details of these will follow.
Yeah. I know that things are tough, but we will make it out. Dominica, we all gonna make it one day. The pressures of the system make us lose around. Oh yeah, we all gonna make it one day. Yeah, listen, there's something that I wanna say to you. You get me so angry. Yeah, man, this is Emma Moses, and you're watching SAT News, the People's Choice. Yeah, make it bless, make it bless, make it bless. Love.
Welcome back. Eastern Caribbean Director of the Cuban Institute of Friendship with the Peoples, ICAP, Mr. Jacqueline Laki Portuando is currently on island as part of his annual tour of the Caribbean to keep up to date on activities of the countries that hold friendship with Cuba. Mr. Portuando says his trip to Dominica is important as it affords him with the opportunity to interact with the many citizens of this beautiful country. During his stay, he visited the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he saw many persons who studied and or received medical attention in Cuba.
This what Cuba can offer to our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, because we have not many economy in order to offer, but if we can help in this way to train people who come back to the country and helping the development of the country they belong, that is pleased for the Cuban, and we do this because I think solidarity is that. Solidarity is that when you have something that you can offer the rest of the world, you have to put in the hand of those people in order to help other people.
He added, many persons visit Cuba for various reasons, including learning from the healthcare system and advances in agriculture, which are both very important to their country. In more news, on Thursday, October 17th, the St. Joseph Village Council held an award ceremony to recognize persons who have contributed to that community. This ceremony was implemented by Honorable Kelva Daru, parliamentary representative for the St. Joseph constituency, as part of the Feast of St. Joseph celebrated during the month of October.
Because I see a village feast as more than just a time to go and fete, but we also have to get something substantial from the feast. And that is why even in the community of Layo, in light of the Titui Festival, I was able to initiate a scholarship program where the young, ordinary children of the community of Layo could benefit from that program. And I met with the council sometime in August, and I brought the idea to them, indicating to them my interest as a member of parliament, to ensure that we could have an award ceremony to recognize the sons and daughters of this community of St. Joseph.
The awards distributed went to persons who have contributed towards the various sectors in the development of the St. Joseph community, including farming, fishing, sports, and education. A lot of persons who contribute through voluntary service or through natural inclinations, the minister said, are often criticized. Therefore, an attempt must be made to recognize the efforts of these persons.
It is more than a project. Because while it is true that roads is important, development of roads are important, while it is true that infrastructure is important, but we can never underestimate the value that a teacher can have in the life of an individual.
Community development, he says, is too important to be left solely to the government or the parliamentary representative. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit told the awardees that they must be proud of their contributions to the development of St. Joseph.
Our goal and our ambition, our vision is to ensure that every single person in our country can succeed, notwithstanding their circumstances. So you here, the nurses, the teachers, the fishermen, the businessmen, who will be the farmers who will be receiving awards, you must be proud of your contribution to the development of St. Joseph.
Several individuals received awards and certificates including Mr. Peter Joseph, Ms. Renata Sigizala, Nurse Veronica Coffey, Sportsman Delbert Daly, Ms. Cynthia Sira, Mr. Ernest Lewis, as well as bus driver and sports personnel Mr. Roy Marshall. Mr. Vanos John Charles, Ms. Magdalene Daly, and Ms. Vina Roye also received awards among others. In more news, on Thursday, October 17th, 3 groups of ladies participated in the ITSS Isaiah Thomas Secondary School's cooking competition implemented by the St. Joseph Health Team as part of Caribbean Wellness Day. The ladies were invited to cook local food as part of the competition requirements. The following criteria were taken into consideration in order to successfully judge the competition: the exhibitors, their personal appearance, how they kept their area, and their sanitary mannerism. The groups were also judged on flavor of the dishes and whether they were appropriate for the chosen events, their nutrition knowledge, the safety of the meal, team effort and creativity in presentation, as well as their overall performance and skills. Third place winners scored 142 points, second place came in with 164 points, while first place winners scored 185 points. According to the girls, it was a very challenging competition, but in the end, their natural forest green kalalu, CBGO, carambola banana, ginger and orange smoothie, and their natural green banana pie won them the award. Each recipe was unique to the groups, and each student added their own flavor to produce the final meals. In more news, one family has now been left to grieve following the death of their 6-year-old son after an incident which occurred in the community of Granby. Police Public Relations Officer Inspector John Carbon has the details.
6-year-old twin Robin of Mountain Granby died on October 17, 2013 as a result of a vehicular accident. About 6 p.m. on October 17, 2013, 20-year-old Christel John of Mountain Granby was riding motor scooter registration number PJ069 on the Granby public road with twin as pinion rider when she lost control and collided with a concrete wall. Both sustained injuries and were transported to the Granby Health Center where they were treated and Christel was discharged. Twin sustained injuries and was transported to the intensive care unit at the Margaret Hospital where he died about 10:55 p.m.
A coroner's inquest will be convened and a post-mortem will follow. The matter is under police investigation. In an effort to hype up the independent season at work, the Human Resource Department at the Dominica Water and Sewage Company, DOWASCO, has initiated an activity that would assist the staff in getting into the Creole spirit. On Friday, October 18th, staff members were invited to be creative, to craft hats, to be entered into the company's Chapeau Pie competition. 6 ladies participated in the competition, out of which a winner will be chosen and handed a prize. The winner of that competition will be announced on Monday, October 21st. In more news, 19-year-old Esther Monique Francis of Point Michelle was all smiles on the morning of Friday, October 18th, when she received the check as the latest winner of the Dominican National Lottery's Super 6 jackpot. Sales and marketing manager of the Dominican National Lottery, Mr. Ken Judd, says this shows that the company keeps their promise of delivering their prizes to the winners of the various games. Ms. Francis, who is currently a student at the All Saints University, is a first-time player of the Super 6 game, winning $245,000.
Miss Monique won her ticket at our draw this month, and she is very, very much excited as I know, based on what I see. This winning makes it the second winning for Dominica in the Super 6 game, because in June of this year we paid out another $245,000 to some Andre Romain of Mona Louis. He won himself the same amount. So this makes it for jackpot winnings for the Super 6 for Dominica, the region of $490,000 that we have paid up in Super 6 jackpot, but an overall payout of over $500,000 in the Super 6 game for Dominica. As you know, the game is shared between the four Windward Islands, and we have seen this being the fifth Super 6 jackpot winnings among the islands. We saw St. Lucia having 2 jackpots for the year, Dominica having 2 jackpot winners, and St. Vincent having 1 of their winners.
Mr. Judge added, "We as Dominicans need to continue supporting the game as proceeds from ticket purchases go towards local projects and sports." Ms. Francis, who was very excited by her winnings, said she won by luck and chance, as it was only her third time playing the game.
I'll be using it for tuition because I'm an All Saints student, and to help some family members. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I encourage everybody to play because look, I won after 3 games and I'm 19, so that means that will be you.
In other stories, for many years the St. Luke's Primary has celebrated the Feast of St. Luke by visiting several locations. However, on Friday, October 18th, the school, which celebrated 91 years since its existence, separated into groups to visit students who are unable to attend school, as well as infirmary patients. They also organized a cleaning up campaign and welcomed the presentation of Mr. Heston Charles, Sales and Marketing Manager of Kyrie FM, who also celebrated his birthday on that same day.
God had it that I born on a day when the school recognized St. Luke's Day. And I remember as a little boy in the low class area, and on that day the nuns at the time were the one already teaching, and they would ensure that they give me a gift, and that stayed with me.
From then, he said, he has asked God to place him in a position where he would be able to influence and give something back to the school, a presentation he has made annually.
And the school has been able to produce a lot of good people, people that have contributed to Dominica in a big way. We have the likes of Vincent Badwell, Jerome Badwell, and the list goes on. All these people, Glenn Etienne, all these people, all these heroes that we have around today, they are products of the St. Luke School.
He also urged the students to be obedient to their teachers and parents, and advised them to always be the one to influence good and to be influenced by the joy and peace of life. This year's presentation consisted of books, rulers, pencils, balls, and bats. In more news, the Woodford Hill Beach will be bubbling with action on Sunday, October 20th, as it is the venue for the first ever Creole on the Beach event. Organizer of the event, Mr. Josiah Sentemi, says it will be very entertaining as there will be live music in addition to Lapo Cabrit, guest performances, and various Creole foods.
Well, the purpose of the event is that I realize that most of the Creole-oriented events are being organized in the town area, and there are still people in the countryside who want to be a part or who are also celebrating the season. So in an effort to prevent everyone who can't make it into the Roseau for the big events, that there will be something on the northeastern side of the island for the people who live there. So we organized the event, and hopefully it's going to be a success.
He noted the event is free of charge and is urging residents of Wesley, Woodford Hill and environs to make a special effort to attend to join in the celebration of their culture.
We have several things that we have done as well. We have given away donations. Yesterday, actually, we were in a House of Hope in Dailies, making a donation and a presentation to the disabled children there. And we do quite a bit of stuff.
How many members are part of this new youth group?
To date, we have 10 members. That's the board. But there are other people who volunteer and also people who contribute generously to the group. I must make mention of our most generous sponsor, which is the Northeastern Funeral Association, and also Cardo's Tire Repair. They are the two main sponsors for this event.
This event is being made possible thanks to the collaborative effort of the youth group entitled Positive Wesley and the 21st Century Songs. Mr. St. Amy says the objective of Positive Wesley is to work so that people view the community in a positive way to reverse the negativity surrounding their neighborhood.
So we try to be positive and remain positive and influence people to be positive, and the people who are already positive, we try to get all the positive people together to make a positive impact into our community.
Creole on the Beach begins at 1 p.m. In more news, the recently held Dominica Can Dance Season 2 semi-finals was regarded as a success after being hosted at the Arak House of Culture last weekend. 7 of the 9 who competed made it to the finals to be held at the Arak House of Culture on the tentative date December 19, 2013. The finalists are number 1, Links Master, number 4, Bouncers, number 5, Turned Up, number 7, Mibs, number 8, The Suspects, number 10, DNTL, and number 13, The Inspiration. The 2 competitors who did not go through were presented with participation trophies and will be showcased at the finals once more. They are number 6, Mafisel, and number 9, Kim. At the finals, dancers will participate in 2 rounds of competition. They are to dance in their registered category of either Latin, hip-hop, creative contemporary, or local music. For the first dance in the second round, participants will dip for their category, while the second dance is expected to be choreographed only to a song or songs of local Dominican artists. One of our Dominican traditional dance steps must be incorporated in that dance. This is in an effort to promote our local musicians' talents and our local dances. Persons can text the number or numbers of their favorite participants to the number 2269 using a Lime mobile phone. And in court news, Edward Green, who was found guilty of murdering his tenant, Damian Dorival at Mount Daniel in June of 2008, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. During the sentencing hearing at the High Court on Friday, October 18, 2013, Justice Bernie Stevenson described the killing as premeditated, cold-blooded, and brutal. Dorival died as a result of 2 gunshot wounds to his head, which was then severed from his body and disposed in 2 locations. The body was later found in the vicinity of the University of the West Indies Open Campus on Emsall Road, while his head was located near the Coptal River. During the trial, which lasted 1 month, the prosecution, headed by a Trinidadian attorney, Keith Scotland, called a number of witnesses, including 2 of Green's sons, one of whom testified that he had assisted his father in placing Dorival's body into a vehicle after he was shot. Green had also complained to at least 2 witnesses about Dorival's lack of rent payment, stating that he was frustrated and would shoot him. In an unsworn statement, Green gave details of his daily routine, which included going to the Lab, a rum shop located in Maho, to drink and socialize with his friends, but never once mentioned Dorival. The prosecution was seeking life in prison, while Green's attorney Peter Allen submitted that his client should receive a fixed sentence of years and not life, since he was not a threat to society. Allow him to see his last days at his residence, Allen said. Green suffers from diabetes and arthritis in the knees, health conditions which were taken into account for his sentencing. The 5 years spent on remand was also taken into consideration. Gwyn is now 72 years of age and is the father of 26 children. Scotland was represented by State Attorneys Aflin Nesty and Shema Dalrymple, while Allen was assisted by Darius Jones and Venicia Auguste. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.